Hello everybody, welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we now move into round 15, Season 7, F1 2017 career mode with Ferrari driver Ben Waterworth from Malaysia. Let's get into one lap qualifying. Best qualifying here, 7th. We achieved that last season. Never gotten pole here, never won here. It's time to break the duck. We need to stop this trend. We've retired from the last 2 races. We threw away 2 wins before that, so we've had 4 races in a row with poor results, 2 seconds and 2 retirements. And after having such a great season so far, we need to bounce back as we find ourselves a full win behind Seb Vettel with 6 rounds remaining. So we need to make sure that we win every single Grand Prix for the remainder of this year to guarantee ourselves back-to-back World Championships. And of course our first for Ferrari. And I'm feeling confident now about this car at this circuit, given that it's a track that I do like. And second last year, probably could have won last year but didn't. Last season I should say. So we'll see how we can fare this time around at Sepang. Now how do we hold in terms of this corner there? A lot better grip than we did in the Toro Rosso days, that's for sure. So we try to hold on to the back here of Vettel's Ghost. Top 3 this time around. They've dropped down our expected finishing after a few poor results. So the only positive that comes from some poor results, you're not expected to finish as high. Alrighty, can we outdrag our teammate here? We're just on the cusp of him as we kind of enter his Ghost. What can we do here? We've never actually qualified in 2nd position before ever at a Grand Prix, but I think we might actually sneak through for the pole position. We will, yes! Pole again! That's what we like. No words for me, Jeffrey. Oh, you can go off for me if I qualify 4th, but you can't congratulate me if I get pole, you bastard. Whew, alrighty. We need to translate this, so our last 2 poles have not translated into victory, so let's shut up and try and make sure that we do this one. And we'll do that now. 15 Grand Prix this season, 15 pole positions for Ferrari, if you don't mind. And I believe 14 races, only 2 non-Ferrari wins as well. So, a dominant year by us. And we are going to hope for our very first Malaysia Grand Prix. One of the 6 Grand Prix we've never won before. The only ones we have never won before, Abu Dhabi, USA, Malaysia, Singapore, Bahrain and Australia. Because we're looking to get to 1,200 points here to move up in some R&D points. So we have a dry race, that's good. Alrighty, it's Malaysia time. We need to win this. We have to win this to get back into the championship. I'm going to go for the chop here, just to put Vettel off his game, so that we can fight for the win. And I know the chop cost us in Bahrain, but I've got to think strategically here for the championship, that if I let the Mercedes through and I can get the victory, then that's going to take a big 13-point chunk over Seb. So, yep, we're going to do it. We're going to go to the chop. Strategically, I'm thinking. Alrighty. Oh, we don't need to do the chop. We've got the inside line. Alright, we go for the chop. How's our rich mode? Okay. Chop time. It is. And we push Vettel out of it. Get a little bit of a collision going there. Just the tiniest bit of collision. We're going to cut across. Oh no, I didn't see a Red Bull there. I'm out. I'm out. Oh no, I'm spinning. Oh no. And once again, the chop proves to be a terrible, terrible decision. I get myself a penalty. I don't know if I've damaged the car. I have. Big time. I've lost the front wing. Oh no. The worst possible result. We're going to pit. We're going to pit. I know it's not going to matter for anything, but we can come back out and set the fastest lap at least. That is... Oh. The chop once again. The chop once again is my downfall, and I stupidly did it. I stupidly did the chop. And if Vettel wins, we're going to be 50 points behind. 2 whole race wins with only 5 races left in the championship. If I get 5 out of 5, so that would take me to 125, and 5 times 80, that's going to be not even enough. So You could have just cost yourself a world championship in this race, Ben. It's more than just keeping your reputation up now, of course, at this point. And I'm barely even trying in this lap. And look how much I've caught up to them already. There's a lot of cars pitting, though, so that will work to my advantage. Hamilton leads this Grand Prix. So that is one slight advantage that we can at least take. That Vettel is not leading this Grand Prix. But, yeah, there is a lot of cars pitting. So, we obviously do have a penalty hovering over our head. Wow. I'm going to look forward to watching the replay there of that. Because I guess what happened is that I went for the chop. And then kind of as I backed out of it, I was sandwiched between a Mercedes and Vettel. And then I thought to myself, okay, well, I'm going to have to brake slightly to dive to my right to go to the inside. And I didn't realise that there was a Red Bull right next to the Mercedes. And it cost me. It absolutely cost me. And that is where I've fucked up in this Grand Prix. Now, there's also going to be debris, no doubt, on the racing line. Which could potentially... Is there debris? No, there isn't. It's all been cleared up. There should be a front wing on the line there. Now, who have I got in front of me? I've got Grosjean. So I'm 19th out of 19th. But there's at least... I reckon we can get at least 3 cars in front of us. Let's go up to rich mode here and have some fun with this race. It's all about having fun now and setting a fastest lap, which we should easily do. I mean, we were gaining on the back of that pack with no front wing. And I could have continued, but yeah. We're where we are now, folks. And let's chase down this plucky little Frenchman. Hamilton sets the fastest lap. We're going to dive bomb up. Grosjean already. Whoa, hello Romain. You want to be a bit racy, do you, my friend? You want to race a Ferrari just because you can't get a Ferrari race seat and you've got a Ferrari engine in the back of that car. Whoa. Okay. Well, you made me set the fastest middle sector. So, we should have the pace to set the fastest lap in the race. Which, you know, small win. Alrighty. DRS not activated just yet. Our goal is to get ahead of these 2 cars ahead up the road there too. I don't know who they are. The other 2 cars that did pit. And we're just going to try our hand here to get past Romain Grosjean. Just slipstream. Thank you very much. DRS is now enabled. So if we move 2 seconds clear of Romain, we will finish in 18th rather than 19th. It's a bogey circuit still, isn't it, Malaysia? We never seem to go to our full potential here, even though we did get 2nd here last season. But, yeah. Yep. Fastest middle first sector of anyone. That's what we want to do. Purple. We've got Perez in front of us. So Perez was one of the cars that pitted. Don't know who the other one was. We'll find out once we get up to Perez. So a nice clean lap around Sepang here. Hamilton, another fastest lap, 136.2. Let's go on to 136. I think we should be able to do that on this lap before we start tooting our own horn with other ones. 8 seconds to go. Fastest middle sector. 8 seconds to Perez. 2.3 ahead of Grosjean. So we've already gotten our penalty over him. Can we bridge this 8-second gap now to Sergio? I think we should. Quite easily, to be honest. Sharing the same piece of road with him at the moment. Obviously, if this was a longer than a 5-lap race, I could no doubt think we could probably fight our way up back into the points. But we didn't. It's not longer than 5 laps, and we should easily right now set the fastest lap of the race, if you don't mind. Now. Oh, God. Shattered in. We take a second out of Perez as well. So, we know the pace we had on this car. We're going to officially ban the chop from our racecraft, I think, moving forward now. We used it in Bahrain. It cost us the win. We finished 3rd. We used it here, and it's, well, who knows what it's done. Another purple first sector. So much grip on this car. Oh, feels so fantastic going through that sequence there. Actually brake there, which you don't usually have to do. We are definitely catching Sergio. I reckon we'll be down to about 6 seconds up here now. 5.4 to be precise. Another faster sector there. This is the penultimate lap though, so I reckon we're going to run out of laps, sadly, in order to actually catch him. We can see him ahead of us though. I reckon we might be able to string this out in Richmond. We've got nothing to lose, so we're just going to keep it on Richmond for the rest of the race. I mean, what are we going to lose? Oh, we're going to get 19th instead of 18th. Oh no. Absolutely no bearing on anything, so we're just going to risk it to the end to get ahead of Sergio Perez. Should be another fastest lap here. I don't think we will be wrong there. We won't be. 2/10 faster. Just a shame now. This is where you wish you did have longer than 5 lap races here, because this would make it fun for the last however many laps we would be doing. We're on our last lap though. We're not going to catch Perez in time, even though we can see him ahead of us. We are rapidly gaining on the Mexican. We're just going to run out of laps to have a challenge, and we're going to be second last. Third last if you include, obviously, Verstappen retiring. I want to see what happened at the front there, because I thought I got a penalty for hitting Ricciardo, not Verstappen. So obviously a bit of a chain reaction occurred behind me, because a few cars did pit, including this guy in front of us, Mr. Perez. I'll tell you what, if we get DRS, though, up that straight towards the final hairpin, and never say never. We're 1.7 behind. Our fuel is getting a bit grim though. Can we get it enough for DRS? No, we're not. Hopefully our fuel can hold out towards the end, but we're not going to get Perez. Should just be okay on the fuel side of things. We just need one more lap to get Sergio. And we are going to cross the line in 18th out of 19 finishes. Terrible race. That hurts. But it is what it is. And we now have to look forward to a race that we don't generally do well in Japan. And we've had now 3 races in a row outside the points. Where's Vettel finished? Second. So he now has a 43-point lead over us. Palmer got some points. Signs, there we go. Couldn't do that when we were racing with each other, could you dad? Alright. Let's see where we went wrong here. Alright, straight away the chop into Vettel. You can see that straight away. Now, just pause, free frame here. So at this point, I am smack bang in the middle of the circuit. And you can see already in the background there, there's damage going on behind us. So that wasn't necessarily there. Now at this point, I've moved across to the left towards Vettel. Now you're going to see me getting squeezed in between the two here. Now it's about this point I panic. I'm thinking I'm heading straight into a corner, and you can see them creeping in on either side of me. So I brake and then decide to dart to my right, thinking I've got a clear track looking forward towards the first corner. Little did I know there is a Red Bull there. I drive straight into the Red Bull. That causes me to spin out. I go straight then, lose my front wing into Bottas. I then spin backwards. That's, I'm going to guess, where Verstappen had his issue. I've gone into the Haas there, taken his front wing out. Then spun myself all the way back here, and then bang! No, that's Verstappen out of the race just there. Meanwhile, the carnage going on behind us. How I didn't actually retire from that, I don't know. And, yeah. Disastrous start. I didn't even look at the championship standings because I know I'm 43 points behind Vettel. So, yeah, we're moving into Japan now, folks, and I've got it all to do in these last 5 races. 43 points to make up in 5 rounds. I think I've been the championship. I think I can't win the championship from here. Vettel has to have a very bad result, and I don't know how that's going to be possible. So, and I'm not even going to have enough here to put an upgrade on the car. I've lost this rivalry by a long shot. I've dropped well out of the purple zone. And, yeah. Like, subscribe, comment. This has been Casual Gamer Oz. We've got a quarter of a season to go, folks, in our first year for Ferrari. And what started off so promising has just started to fall very much away. We'll speak to you next time in Suzuka. Good night.